Damn it!
You're not hitting my countertop with your nasty old shoe, are you?
But first, an introduction. My name's Alan.
I'm Rose.
And a very warm welcome to RV Field Trip. So if you're into RV travel, RV ownership, or just want to watch two newbies make mistakes along the way, but first and foremost, have fun along the way, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, and if you like any of this, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. There are rodents, ants,
And spiders.
Yeah. And spiders. It's not a matter of if you're going to get them. It's just trying to prevent it from happening.
It is that time of the year. They're looking for higher places to live. Your RV's the perfect home for them.
These rodents are small and can really wreak havoc on your RV. But there's few ways you can try to prevent it from happening. Nothing is guaranteed.
No, but you got to do something to prevent it.
Right.
So
trying your best. So we came up with a few ideas that will hopefully help you out in the long run. Not even to mention it could put a damper on your vacation or the first time you take your RV out. These are some of our suggestions that we do. We're going to start with the outside from up to down. The roof is number one. This is an area that's most forgotten and most people don't look. It's important to go up on your roof, not only to check to see if there's any place water can get in, but that's a different story. But to look where your vents are, your toilet vent, your sink vent, every vent you have up there, your AC. Make sure there's no rodents around there or ant piles or anything like that.
mud daubers, they like building nests.
Very true. Wasps, anything like that. So just take a quick visual check. And another thing is if you're parking your RV next to a tree, or down here in Florida we have palm trees, make sure there are no branches that are leaning down touching your RV. Not only will it put a stain on there, but it's also a pathway for any rodent, ants, spiders to get to you.
You built a bridge.
Now let's go around your RV. Storage doors on the outside of your RV. Make sure that when they shut firmly. That way you won't get anything going in there. But you can also put like ant bait in there, spider bait in there, rodent bait in there if you want. That way they just can't get into that area. Another thing would be your refrigerator vent door. Now underneath, which I'll show you a picture of right here, underneath there's these 4 or 5 slots that you can put a screen into it, and that will stop those mud daubers that you were talking about. It'll also stop rats, any kind of critters from getting in. It won't stop ants or spiders, but it'll keep the bigger ones out. They have the same thing for your furnace vent. They have a screen made for that, and even your hot water heater vent. Again, we're just trying to keep things out of the RV, but those won't stop the ants or spiders, but again, they will stop the larger of the critters from getting in. Also go underneath your RV and look in your plumbing areas, like your sink areas, your black and gray water hookup, where it goes up. Make sure that there's no opening for that. There is a product out there that is a foam you can spray around and go in there. And there's also the spray foam that not only is a foam, but is like a pest type foam.
Right.
So that's double work right there. Plus it won't allow the bigger rodents to get inside your RV.
Yep. If there's a hose, a wire, anything that's coming to your RV, there's a hole. So it don't take long. Just fill in that little hole so you don't get those ants. Red ants, sugar ants.
That's true. And I don't think you would need more than one spray, especially if you have a new RV. Those sprays go a long ways. Now let's talk about your hookups. And what I'm talking about are your black tank, your gray tank, your water line, stabilizer, and your
electricity.
Yep, electricity, electrical cord, very true, and the front jack. It's important that you don't park those on an ant pile, or when you're stretching out your hose, you don't put it onto an ant pile. What that will do is try to minimize the kind of creatures that can get in there. Again, like Rose mentioned before, it's like a bridge. They will walk right up those to get to you. Especially the bigger critters like to use those too.
You know, some people talk about taking, there's ant killer out there, and it's also a rodent one that's made. It's supposed to repel rodents away. Talk about mixing it and putting a little line on the outside of your RV. Some parks, state parks and stuff like that, they do not allow you to put it on the ground. I have called some other parks, owner operated. They will allow it only in the grass, not on concrete, if you go that way. But do call because every park is totally different.
Right. She called a lot of local, state, and national parks. A lot of them we got different answers on. You know, some of them said yes, but the majority of them said no. They want nothing to do with that stuff. So don't get caught doing it. And if you're at a state park and stuff like that, and you're like us, you're there for a couple days, why put all that poison down for that?
There you go.
Yeah. One big thing outside your RV is to make sure your grass is mowed. And I'm not talking 3-4 inches, I'm talking low. Especially rodents. They're always being hunted by birds or whatever it is that hunts them. And they like to crawl in grass that gives them cover. Now, we're talking anything above 4 inches, 5 inches. So what we do around the RV is we make sure, stored on dirt, I can even see if there's rodent prints, but we even keep that surrounding area mowed. We don't park it next to a tree, because even if the tree is not touching your roof, but it's touching the sides, again, it's another way for something to get inside the RV. Also, don't store stuff like boxes, anything like that, underneath your RV, because again, that will create a home area for any rodents, spiders, or even ant piles to get into. I mean, we've seen ant piles, they grow on anything. So try to keep your RV surrounding at least 4 foot worth of grass or dirt if you can, rocks. You know, I'm sure you guys have better suggestions than I do on that, but that's what we do here at home. Now let's talk about the inside of your RV.
Now, most of it's something we do all the time. You know, it's keeping the counters clean, the floors swept, make sure you pick up crumbs. You know, things that are just left. You leave it, other creatures want it. That's the biggest part of it, is cleaning up after.
Yeah. She also is constantly cleaning the countertops, making sure that, again, there's no crumbs on the counter. Like she said, sweeping the floor, just trying to keep it clean. But no matter how much cleaning you do, they will come. But Rose, when we're parking it, that garbage is out of the garbage cans. And if the garbage can got dirty, she even cleans that out. It's like a little bit of soda. We've all seen that. A little bit of soda in your garbage can. The next day you show up and it's got a round ring of ants all over it, you know?
These little sugar ants, they like that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. There's sugar ants, black ants, fire ants.
Also, there's sealing containers, which I really like. I mean, you can put in there this little lever here. Makes it stay nice and tight.
No bugs get in those?
No bugs get into them.
Now, this is the stuff that Rose keeps on the RV.
Yeah. Also have a seal-a-vac, which I like too. This is also rice. Twice the amount of rice that's in that container. Almost 3. But it sucks the air out. You can do them flat and stack on top, which is nice. Takes up a whole lot less space.
Well, first and foremost, no bug is going to really get into that. They can't smell it.
No bug is going to get into it. So these are really nice. And you can also freeze these.
And this was brought to you by Rose.
Oh, you know I like my seal of
Oh, I know you do. After you come home with grocery shopping, that's all I hear for first hour. You even had me order you more bags just this week.
Yeah, I like my seal back.
Now, again, for the inside, as far as like sprays goes, we really try not to use too much of the spray. What we have found, though, is the little roach motels work extremely well. The ant hotels work extremely well. And there's some stuff out there just like that for spiders, which we need to make sure there is no spiders in it. I mean, it's not that I'm afraid of spiders. It's not that I'm afraid of spiders. It's just they're horrible little things. I mean, you know, I mean, it's awful. One of our first dates 30 years ago, I went to drop Rose off, and there was a spider at least this big. No, come on now.
Yours is blocking.
It was
mine.
at least this big. It was at least this big. I was going to sell the car. I wasn't going back in there. And here's this little country girl. Oh, it's just a wood spider. Grabs it and throws it out. If I wouldn't have physically saw that spider being thrown out of the car, I wouldn't have drove back home. I would have taken a taxi. It would have cost me a little bit of money, but I would have taken a taxi. Now, this is just a few things that Rose and I do to try to prevent rodents, ants, and spiders to get into our RV. Nothing is foolproof. Again, it's gonna happen. It's all part of camping.
So if you have any other ideas, pass them on to us.
Yeah, put it down in the comments. Let us know what you guys do to try to prevent any of this. There's so many people out there with so many great ideas. We're not sitting here saying that ideas are the way to go. We're just trying to help by giving some suggestions. So please, under the description, let us know how you try to keep bugs, spiders, and rodents out of your RV.
Hey, Alan.
Yeah?
There's a little tiny spider. Can you come and get it? Where did he go?
What? I'm just trying to get some fresh air.
Come here, you cute little thing. Oh. I'll put you back outside where you belong.
Get it off. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off.
I'll help you. Hold on.
Get it off. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off.
I think I missed. But we'll see you guys next time.